Flatbush, what up? Brooklyn, what up? Everybody, what's up? Only in the heart can we trust. The heart ain't an organ to us. They make you think they cause had dirt under they kicks, and that they started the fucking offspring is us. What happened to the martyrs that marred over us? Instead they deal us the cards like they smarter than us, and we playing to it. That's what we did way before we hit blackjack. We could get jacked, but we don't ever hit the jackpot. We like cavemen, all we could do is mash rock. We got our eyes on the cash, not the cash knot, and grew a hatred for their ass and the ascot. So 3 holes in the head is our mascot. I see that thing poking out your ways, but you keeping it tough. But you just trying to get up. Hey. What's happening, Hubies? Welcome to this episode of RiHuBe. It's good to have you, and also good to be here. Because you gotta say useless formality, things like that, because that's the stuff that we fucking like. But I guess a little bit more on that later. We're gonna come in like we usually like to come in, you know what I'm saying? With Highland High. Now, on this episode of Highland High, the video podcast is going to be crucial because he has apparently released some video, a spoken word video of himself. It looks like has some production value to it, you know, some thought process behind it. You know, looking pretty quality. I'm never gonna lie. I think it's called Free But Not Freed, according to this. I believe that's the name. And to keep it real with you, it looks quality, but it also looks like the video to Gangsta's Paradise. Or it reminds me of it for some reason. There's a distinct possibility that these two items just have nothing in common and nothing to do with each other, but for whatever reason, I'm thinking that this is what it is. I think it's with the lights or something like that. That video, it had like the fucking flashlight lights of people in the room talking to whatever Coolio was rapping, and the shorty from the movie had the grill face on like she was tough or something, because, you know, that's just how the fucking 90s gangster, I don't know, whoever trope goes, you know, person who's not black. That's how the fuck that shit goes. So we're going to get into this. We're not going to waste no time. Gonna get right into this, okay? And I'm hoping that this is great. All right, because I don't think I've ever really seen anything like this from him. So we'll see what the video holds. All right, I'm excited. Can you tell? All right, it starts off saying "made by Cap." As far as slang goes, not the best way to start your video out. Or new slang. Free but not freed. It's on the screen too long right now.
400 years ago.
All right.
We were slaves.
Okay.
Bound by our arms, necks, and our legs. But we've broken those chains. We've snatched them from our necks, broken them from our arms, and kicked them from our legs. But we're still held captive. Captive to the intellect in which we refuse to allow penetration into our minds.
The fucking music in the background.
It's called ignorance. A disease in which many are plagued with to this very day. I read this letter by a man who goes by the name of Willie Lynch. And he proclaimed that he found a way to enslave our minds for the next 300 years. And thus far, 80% of his letter has come true. He said to put the old black males versus the young black males. And we see it today through comments like,
they just have some B-roll of him while he's doing this. Father. He's looking at the camera.
Light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. And we see it today through comments like, he looks white. She talks white. They can't be black. But I would like to know, where has all this division come from? See, back in the day, there were two types of Negroes.
Well, you explained it right now.
House Negroes and your field Negroes. See, the house Negroes lived with the master, ate with the master, and dressed pretty well. While those field Negroes, slaves mercifully in the cotton fields picking cotton, and children might have a place to rest their heads.
Something in his nose.
So someone tell me, where have all of our field Negroes gone? Moving gracefully across plantations like quarterbacks on football fields, yelling things like, Hut 1, Hut 2, go long. Well, my grandmother lived in Hut 1 and my grandfather lived in Hut 2, and they... All
right, that was a nice segue.
Bloodied feet from walking across plantations that I might receive a tangible education. Have you ever seen death The beating of two horses in opposite directions, only to tear a man's flesh from his bone to instill the fear of God in those slaves. Harriet Tubman states that her only regret is that she freed hundreds of slaves. But she could have freed thousands. If only they knew they were slaves. Understand that until we free our minds,
I'm crying,
we will
man.
always be held captive.
The delivery on the captive with the face. Oh my goodness, man. All right, God damn me. Wow. Okay, I just gotta say fucking bravo to him, just for springing for that whole video situation and it was a quality setup, you know. It was, oh boy. Oh, but you guys, you gotta see him in the camera doing the fucking people's eyebrow, you know, the super skeptic look. Oh shit, dude. Oh, video podcast. Have fun with that. It was actually pretty good, you know. But I'm just not the metric. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just find spoken word to be pretty funny on its own. I don't think I've ever met, but you know, I've ever come across spoken word that wasn't funny in one way or another. You know, not to say that they weren't good. You know, they're good, and a lot of times they're about very serious topics, but the shit's be funny to me, you know, and that's just what it is. You got to see the camera fucking, he's doing shit with his hands. Doing shit, you know. That's the fucking spoken word kung fu. You know what I'm saying? Spoken word feng shui. He's got to do with his fucking hands, and they just closing up on it. Look, let me tell you something. If you're gonna make, I guess, a dynamic visual out of your body, it doesn't matter what part it is, like they're all connected. You have to have a body worth shooting that way. Pose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just got to be what it is. Like, I'm over here on the fucking podcast every week, and I don't make it a point to, I guess, to showcase any body parts. It's a stationary camera, you know what I'm saying? So you understand, it's just a regular movement. You feel me? It's just regular. Now, if you're gonna be doing what this guy did, there's like a fucking intimate way that videographers shoot people who are doing a singular thing. Like, they'll be doing spoken word like he was doing, or singing or rapping or whatever, and then they'll suddenly have like a slow motion shot of their fucking ear or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got it, whatever you shooting, it's gotta have a look to it. And this man's hands don't have no kind of look to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, those shots, the purpose of those shots is to have you to admire the composition of the subject. You know, and that's the person you're shooting, the person or thing you're shooting, the subject. You know, and I don't know if that was done here. You know, but then again, I'm coming from a cynical slot. You feel me? It's very possible that this video might create hundreds of people who just want to live that Highland life, who just want to be, and who admire very dearly, you know, Anthony Highland. It's very possible. You understand what I'm saying? But wow. Okay, and I'm gonna say it flat out. You know, and the same goes for me. Everybody just go to the fucking gym. If you want to be on videos, and you want to be, you know, the subject of admiration, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go be it, go do it, you know, just go full force. You know, put your best foot forward in that regard. I'm gonna start doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I take a pretty lax approach to my image, and I could stand to just put my foot forward a little bit more. You know, so I'm gonna try it. You know, is it gonna work? Probably not. I'm gonna try it though. You feel me? So of course I talk my shit, but I am not without fault. You know what I'm saying? So fuck Highland, go to the fucking gym. All right? Go to the goddamn gym. And he posted that video and the location was Hawaii. So I believe he's in Hawaii now. If you're in a beach, fucking a place with beach culture is just the foremost part of the lifestyle, you have to go to the fucking gym. You have to assume that there's mad people out there in beach shape. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You live in California, coastal California. You have to be in good shape. You live in Hawaii, which we understand to be just one big fucking beach. You have to be in good shape. All right, no choice, boy. All right, so that was Highland High, boy oh boy. Next up, of course, we got Ben Backwards. My favorite, my new favorite show. Ben and Tima. And it's just so much to fuck with here. You know what I'm gonna do? I shared a video, but it was on my personal social media. I shared a video, and I let everybody know that Ben and Tima is my favorite fucking show. So I'm gonna play that one. I don't know what's in it. I don't need to know what's in it ever. Whatever they're doing is just my favorite. You came back home and you just walk. My favorite fucking thing. And this one seems really seems short. We're gonna see if one. And that's why I'm so blessed that I got married. Okay, now this sounds like, it's just like the first level, something crazy. Age and I had kids with. Sounds like something crazy here. All right, he's being blessed. Every time somebody says some shit like that, automatic angry. Okay, because 2020. That's what year it is. And we still using the year 20 understanding of what blessings are or consist of. Okay. Now I'm not fully denouncing the understanding of blessings, of the universe operating in your favor. But I feel like I have an idea of where this kind of thing comes from. It comes from a mindless place, and it makes me angry. Okay, so fuck that. This is Ben Backwards. We're gonna see what he's talking about here, how he's feeling blessed. All right. And that's why I'm so blessed that I got married at an early age and I had kids. Where it's just like, if it was just me, there's a lot of things that I would sounds crazy. But because I have kids, because I'm married, and because I have so many responsibilities, like I draw that line. Got married to stay busy. Had kids to stay busy. And it's just like, that's a huge responsibility. And that's why I'm so strict about my time. And that's why it's so easy for me to say no now. Before, it's just like I used to say yes to everything, stretch myself too thin. It's like, yo, I got priorities now. It's just like, yo, you're not didn't have priorities before you had a family. And it's just like, I wouldn't want to put that pressure on you. Right. Yeah, that's too much. Don't break me. Yeah. and look at oh, she laughed and kind of it's falling all over him, and it doesn't seem very genuine at all. It's for the camera. She's laughing hard. It's cool. So that's what I meant when I was saying just like imagining herself doing this kind of thing. I have like a whole picture in my head. Alone? No, but that's literally what I mean when I come back down to these gender things. Well, not gender, but masculine and feminine. So it's just like you just agreed that I'm masculine and you're feminine. Yeah. So it's just like if there are problems, I'm the one who's stepping. They had to agree on that. But that doesn't say there are certain problems that you can handle. That breaks my heart. When it comes to real major issues, it's just like. And the baton to you. Yeah, you could depend on me to step up. And of course, there's certain ones that I'm going to need a lot of help and support with. But when rubber meets the road, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you can count on me. And certain issues, I can count on you or whatever. And it's just like. Okay, I can fuck with those statements. Now, the next step is figuring out, like, yo. Don't start with yo. What is my responsibility? What are you going to take care of in your feminine or whatever? So that'll give me more time and more strength to take care of what I need to do when I'm masculine. Okay. So it's just like, you don't go to war without a plan. I can agree with it. You don't go to war without armor. You don't go to war without weapons. My man saying some stuff. Bullets and ammo. All right. Don't drag it. Don't drag it. Yeah, so that's the analogy. You said a thing. So that's the whole idea. But to really tie it back to what we started to talk about. Please tie it back. Like, what do I want and what do you want? All right. Now that was pretty cool. It got good at the end, but the beginning was very, very alarming because you can't have an episode of Ben and Tima. These are short snippets of much longer videos. But you can't have an episode of Ben and Tima, it seems like, without Ben just getting wicked, because he's just out of control. So he was talking about having his family and how it helped them to realize responsibility. But bro, when you're alone, you have a responsibility to yourself, you know, and the responsibility to self is unmatched by anything. And I'm sure, you know, we like to say how once you have children or you find yourself in a dynamic that involves children, you become selfless, you know, and you take this sacrificial role or understanding of self that puts the children first. But you got to understand that if there's no you, you know, there's nobody to fulfill that sacrificial role. You know what I'm saying? It would just make the most sense to take care of yourself, you know, or to realize responsibility to yourself. You know, after all, you want to be there for the children. You want to be able to stick around for them. You know, so what happens with most people is they realize this responsibility to self first, you know, and they live with that. They live within that for a number of years, you know, decades even. And then comes the children, you know, and you understand a transition between responsibility to yourself and then responsibility to the family. Yeah, but he's making it sound like he was like straight aimless without the family, which is nuts. Okay, which would have you understand like questioning what the hell his self-image is or his self-worth is in his own mind. Which is this is a tweak in and of itself, but all good. His woman was laughing there on the video. You're gonna see it. Funny because it didn't look terribly genuine. One, whatever he was saying or she was saying wasn't that funny. Okay, two, she was kind of trying to laugh at herself, it seems like, and probably didn't want to do that. She seems like a proud woman, probably didn't want to do that, you know, just maybe did it for the camera. Three, you know, sometimes when you laughing with somebody, you know, you just falling on them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You moving towards them a little bit. She was doing that, but boy wasn't laughing at all. He didn't pick up on none of her body language, and he didn't return any of the humor. None of it. She's trying to bait him out to a little bit of, you know, physicality with the laughing or whatever, and because there's no name for it really, I don't think, and he just wasn't doing it. My man was fucking witchcraft, stiff as a board. You know, what the fuck, man? Is that your woman or it's not your woman? I don't know what's happening there, and that's why I watch these videos so much too, because I have no idea what's happening there. You know, the only thing I could really base my understanding on is, you know, how I act with a woman or how I see my peoples or the peoples closest to me act with their woman. And it's just a much more comfortable setup than I keep seeing on this video. But then again, I'm not watching my peoples make a fucking excruciating video together. You know, I'd imagine that adds a different dynamic to the setup that make you a little bit nervous or to make the situation a little tougher. You know, but altogether, if you're going to do it, like, yo, you fucking practice or something. Are they reviewing the fucking videos, you know, and changing up their game? Don't know, but it's coming out as good TV, because that's what it all is. It's just TV. All right, that was Ben Backwards. Now cancel Carson. Okay, and this episode, this is season 1, episode 5. Why do we cheat? Okay, and I think I got it at a part where they're just talking about cheating and shit, because that's just what it is. Okay, that's gonna be the conversation for the next fucking 40,000 years, because people are just not gonna stop doing it, you know, and we're gonna figure it out in 40,000 fucking years. Okay, when there's all one gender and no marriage and no exclusivity, and everybody's just fucking everybody and everything. The year 40,000. You know, for 4220 or whatever. Let's see what the fuck we got going in
here. So why, and this is more so for our line from a man's perspective, right, and stemming off what he's saying, if you're meant to go and do all these things and you're a man, not saying that you are, but you're as a man's perspective, and you're a man that feels he needs to go do these things and because that's what you were built to do, right? That's cool. But why not find a woman who's cool with that? Don't present to me a monogamous relationship when you're really your ass into polygamy. Like, if that's what you want to do, that is okay, because you can do whatever you want in society. Who am I to judge you? I have no problem with that. But I know myself personally, Carson, I can speak only for Carson Charisma, but if I get into a relationship and a man comes to me and
don't appreciate this kind of honesty,
such a way, or we have a conversation, because I'm all about communication. We got to have a conversation. What are we doing? Is it okay for me to date other people? Like, what's up, right? So once we've had that conversation and you've said, it's you and I, we're exclusive, I don't want you dealing with anybody else, and I'm not going to deal with anybody else in any type of way, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever, sexually, whatever. So why present that to me and then go and do the opposite of that? But then look at me crazy when I want to beat your ass or key your car or
won't get you otherwise.
Right. And then look at me like I'm the crazy one.
Right.
You are.
But you done dig me down, made me fall in love, telling me you only love me.
And it's only us.
It's only us.
But your car's fine.
I wish I could see his face. Don't look like that.
Because, like,
we got a guy in there
that you just said. Why do you do this? You tell me you love me, and I'm the only one.
Sounded kind of shaky, bro.
You are.
But I'm not if you're fucking other people.
But there's no emotional attachment to who it is that I'm dealing with.
So it's okay.
Cool.
So
I'm not telling you that it's okay.
Okay.
But what I am telling you is everything that I said and everything that I
respect,
am
boy.
and I stand for within our relationship still exists.
Good job.
So why is it okay for you to hold on to my coattail to say, Rachel, me and you are in a relationship and I love you. You are the one.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Because I got to hold on to you.
I'm not 100% ready. But instead of telling Rachel I'm not ready for the fear of losing her and being a fucking coward.
Right. No, that's not cowardice. That's being smart.
I am going to... okay, and because I'm not man enough
to
say,
fuck on. Not man enough. This is always women with this shit.
I'm willing to let her live her life and
not
let her
man
go
enough.
because if she's meant for me, we'll figure it out. Or if I'm not ready and she's the one, well, as a grown ass man, I need to get fucking ready. If I don't want to lose her, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do, because men are hunters by nature and they go after what they want. If this is it for me, I am going to do everything in my power to get ready for this woman.
Facts.
All right, we can stop it right there. Okay, because she's on her fucking snowball. Right the fuck there. And this is what I was talking about. And I believe I was saying a while back, you know. Hold on, let's get this speaker off. So I believe I was saying a while back that whole man up thing had to be created by a woman. I was saying that had to be created by a woman. And that right there just illustrates it beautifully. You know what I'm saying? Because every time something's happening and you fall from the understanding of a woman's ideal man, they automatically attack your value. You know, you're not man enough. When on the other side of that, it's rare, you know, that a man will say that a woman is not woman enough. Like, that's not even a thing. You ain't woman enough. That's not a thing. You know, that phrase only exists because the other one exists. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just a fire back, you know, in the other direction. But men don't hold on to the understanding of how much woman a woman is, you know, unless it's physically, like the physical mass of the woman, the mass and the makeup of the woman. You know what I'm saying? You say that's a lot of woman, but not value as far as enough is concerned, which is a very weird thing that we never call attention to. We always want to call attention to men objectifying women and devaluing women, but I don't even think there's devaluing. You know what I'm saying? It's just compartmentalized and instance based. We want to act a certain way with the woman in a certain circumstance. Outside of that, we'll act a different way entirely. It's just environmental. You feel me? Because it's like if I'm by a pool and I got two bottles of champagne and chicks is running around crazy, maybe I'm spraying broads with champagne and acting up and going nuts. I can see the same woman out on the street and I'm not automatically just going to be disrespecting her, nothing like that. I'm going to say, hey, how you doing? You know, it's going to be very chill. You feel me? You doing all right? Yeah, last time that was crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. You're fun. You know, I hope you're doing well. I hope everything goes well for you. You know, Hit me up sometime. We're gonna be nice, you know, because it's just not the time and the place for that. It's just not the time and the place for that. So this understanding about objectifying women is just so circumstantial, you know, but we don't like to talk about that at all. Instead, we could talk about who isn't man enough like it's fucking nothing. You know, and let me keep it G too. It's not always about cheating with guys. You know, like just stone cold being a cheater. And let me just say, ladies, it's just that being a guy is just so stupid. You know, and I was talking to some people about this last week. It's just so stupid being a guy. You know, because the first thing a woman want to understand about you using your time, and if it's not with her, is that you're cheating. That's just the first fucking thing she want to understand. And that's always tough because now you're on the defensive, you know, trying to convince her that you're not a cheater, which makes you look like more of a cheater. You know, and let me tell you, a lot of times when we're out doing things and we're not calling you, we're not texting you or whatever, you ain't getting the attention that you need from us. We just absorbed in whatever the fuck's going on, real shit, because sometimes we go out with our guys, we're just doing a bunch of dumb shit. It's a bunch of dumb shit. That's it. You feel me? And maybe you hit me up and it's 2 a.m. and you asking me where I've been, you know, this whole time. And what I don't want to say to you is I went out, you know, with the usual suspects. Oh man, that's the fucking bell ringing. Hopefully nobody don't keep that up, which they probably will. Welcome to the fucking podcast. All right, ladies and gents, they're probably gonna ring it again. Welcome to the fucking podcast. And now, angry. You know why? Because you got a good thing going on, and then the universe just comes through and starts kicking shit over. Just not respecting the podcast. The fucking universe. Shit. And what the fuck was I saying? You know, and whoever's out there is still fucking ringing the bell. Because it's just going to be doing that. I know it ain't nobody for me. And that's what it is nowadays. If you don't got my number or something, if you ain't called me or something, like, motherfuckers is just not answering the doorbell. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see nobody. There used to be an event when company came over. Used to have shit ready for them. But fuck that. We don't want to see nobody no more. Just text me. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, it's just stupid being a guy. All right. Because a lot of times it's not us cheating. It's us doing some stupid thing that we just don't want to go through with you and we don't want to tell you about. You know, because what I'm going to say is I was with the usual fucking suspects. And, you know, my close guys that I'm always with. Same old. We went to a place. And it always starts with something dumb, like we had one too many drinks, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody had this stupid idea, you know? And now it's 2 a.m. and when I picked up, I blacked out and now I woke up and I'm laying in somebody's fucking hallway on the goddamn ground. All the money going from my pockets. And we were supposed to go somewhere today. And now I done fucking slept through it. And now you think it's because I'm with some woman. And it's just because I've been being remarkably irresponsible. You know, for hours. But then women will say stuff like, well, why didn't you just tell me? Because y'all think y'all want this level of honesty. But you just don't. 1, you don't. 2, we don't want to give it to you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I told you that, and then that was the case, like every time, you would just think that I'm wholly and ridiculously irresponsible, which is not the understanding that I would like to convey, you know, and it just does not work to my benefit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fucking crush me over it. Gonna make a big thing out of it because make no mistake, if a woman is bringing up some kind of emotional concern to you, she's ready to make a big thing out of it. You know, so we don't want to make a big thing out of this habit. Like, it's not a strong habit or nothing like that. Not nothing that I can't stop. When I go have fun, we just go all out. You know, because we're still young guys and we just acting up bad. You know, and it's not to say that it's not going to stop. It's just not going to stop right now. So you don't want to send all of that to the woman. So you just make up a lie, you know. My grandmother was sick. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell the truth, there's almost 100% chance that you're gonna get fucked over. You know, it's just not gonna go well. The truth is just not gonna go well. Now, if you tell this lie and it goes over well, you at least got a chance at redemption. However small the chance is, you have it. And that's really what it is. This is why guys lie, you know, about things. And sometimes even if it is cheating, you know, it's just impulsive behavior, didn't mean anything, didn't care about it. And it's the kind of the same dynamic. You just have a better chance at lying than explaining to a woman that you just acted on some impulsive behavior and that it didn't mean anything and you don't wish for it to happen again. You know what I'm saying? It just make a bigger fiasco. You know, and I'm not justifying anything. I'm not saying, you know, right or wrong here. I'm saying that's just what the fuck it is. And you see this behavior in so many guys, an astounding amount of guys, because this is just a natural behavior in men. You know, you don't have to train men into it. You have to train them out of it. You know, that's the difference. It's just the nature of human males. And such is fucking life. Again, not condoning anything, just explaining some things. You feel me? How stupid it is over here. And why you just have to lie, yo. You have to tell small, ridiculous lies. Yes, they are necessary. Telling the truth gets you in a lot of fucking trouble. You know? Be a good man, though. Be a good man, for sure. Be an honest man, for sure. But there's like some leeway in there, right? And being honest. And just try to do the best you can with that. And speaking of, you know, getting drunk and stuff, I told you guys last podcast, I meant to talk to you guys about that drinking and shit. And that be my story, you know what I'm saying? If you couldn't tell. I just began drunk. You know what I mean? And get to the point where women don't believe me when I say that. You know, if they not with me. Sometimes, you know, some women, they be with me and they witness this happen, and then it's like, oh, okay, yes, he do be drunk. This is what it be. You know, and this is not me bragging or nothing or trying to create some greater understanding of myself that I just be drunk. This is me saying I'm trying to get that under control for a while, because of course the first thing in this fucking super victim society that a woman gonna ask you is like, or understand or try to understand about you is if you're an alcoholic. You know, just because you drink a lot does not make you an alcoholic. That's not the understanding of alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? On a personal level, I don't crave drinks. I don't feel like I need them. It just been instilled in me as a part of a social dynamic, you know, just from living on this fucking planet. You know, so I started drinking, and I have a pretty good tolerance. And I don't hang over. So I just drink a lot, you know, when I'm drinking. And there aren't any real physical cues for me to understand when to say when. Like some people, they tell me like they start feeling a little different, feeling a little buzzed up or whatever when they drink, and they know that that's they cue to stop. Well, that doesn't happen with me. I be banging them drinks, you know what I'm saying? And I drink a straight drink. I'm a straight guy. Drink a straight drink. All right, I'm say that one more time. I'm a straight guy. Drink a straight drink. And so you can really get to where you're going pretty quickly on my side. So the wild thing about me is if I take 1-2 drinks, you know, and these are like full shots or whatever, that's a drink for me. I take 1-2 drinks, nothing happens. You get nothing. There's no woozy or nothing. There's just nothing. It's almost like, why did I take the drinks? You know, so generally I would take more than that. I'll just keep hitting the bottle for as long as I feel like, you know, because it's almost like something to do and there's nothing to do. You stand around in a party, people not really dancing no more. It's music on. Like, drinking is just a thing to be doing. You know what I'm saying? To busy myself almost. You know, and then I end up just getting fucking blasted. You know what I'm saying? And it all just kind of comes at once, like whoosh, just kind of falls over the body, and I'm like, oh, I'm a body now. After these 10 fucking drinks. You know, so for the past few years, like, I'm trying to stop that because I be blacking out and shit and having people have to fucking fill me in on what the fuck I did the night before. And and the first thing I'm doing is checking my phone and shit to make sure I ain't do nothing too crazy. But I want to stop that, you know? I don't want that no more. You feel me? Because I'm just being a fucking bug out. Shit's embarrassing when I keep having to meet people over and over because every time I meet them, I'm fucking drunk. And they probably think I'm a wild ass drunkie. You know, there's probably just a lot of people on this planet who think that about me. You know, like I just be fucked up all the time. Like I'm running away from some problems or something. Because, you know, that's the first shit they always try to say about you. You know, like you try to escape some issues. Nah, I just drunk a lot of drinks. That's all that happened. Yeah, I'm saying that's it. And I just be a fucking body sleeping all over the fucking place. And I'm finished with that. You know, so I'm just drinking a lot less. Like a lot of the times when I'm going out now, I'm keeping it at a 2-drink maximum. You know, when it comes to liquor, and maybe if I'm really feeling the way, I'll just pad up with beer because you ain't gonna drink too many beers. You're gonna be pissing all over the place. You know, and altogether, I just don't be drunk. You know, my people's offer me stuff. You know, you want this, you want that, and I just be like, nah. You know, sticking to a firm no. You know, and just being sober. And that's it's just been working out fine with me, man. It's okay. And I'm fucking a little while ago I just had just one of my real sober nights and with a bunch of people. And I just understood like why the fuck I used to be drunk through all of this shit because it was just a lot to fucking deal with. Just being in a room with people and just them, I don't know, doing whatever they want and saying whatever they want all fucking night. You just want to be like, are you fucking kidding me? Can I make any one of y'all shut up? You know, and you can't. You gotta be respectful and shit. And if I was just blasted off my ass, I just really wouldn't be in the room. You know, I wouldn't be dealing with it. And I'm just looking around like, yo, this is stupid. Everything is stupid. Everything's ridiculous. Some very ridiculous things was going on. Yeah, I mean, I suffered through the night a little bit. I mean, no regrets, but it's just fucking stupid. Because that's what life is, just fucking stupid. So now I'm being sober and I'm just suffering through all of the nights. And I would imagine this is how I'm going to stop partying because I'm just going to get sick of dealing with the people and the things, all of the elements, you know, while being fully in my right mind. And that's okay with me. The understanding of this right here that I'm saying right here is okay with me. I can see myself now coming to the parties and just rocking out for as long as I can. And once it starts getting crowded and people start getting drunk, I just leave. Just fucking leave. And again, that's okay with me. Oh boy. And that just sounds so fucking funny, man. Oh, so your boy Rude getting sober. You feel me? Sober guy Rude. You know what I mean? I had somebody say to me too that they heard I wasn't drinking, and it's like, nah, I just significantly reduced the amount of drinks that I consume, like severely. You know, and that's all good. It's okay to do that. feel me? Get right. Do your thing. Wow. 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 Anyway, we got things going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Outside of me and my drinking and shit. And I say right now, the funniest thing, because I like funny things, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really a joke telling guy. You wouldn't be able to tell from this podcast, but out in the world, I don't really just be telling jokes and shit, but I like to see funny things that people are doing. And the funniest thing out there right now is this whole Quaden thing. Now, Quaden, this is the kid. I'm just gonna say Caden because they saying Quaden, but I think there's Australian, and that's just how they say that. But we say Caden on these sides. So Caden was a 9-year-old kid with some form of dwarfism, you know, and he's being bullied. He's being bullied. And there was a video of him, of course, you know, that was taken by his mom, of the effects of that bullying and him saying that he wanted to take his own life. Okay, so sadness for sure. Okay, because shouldn't be no kid and nobody should be going through no shit like that. Or we don't want them to, let's say. And a little bit salty. I only saw part of the video, you know, and I'm a little bit salty about it because it's hard for me to watch shit like that because, again, I get angry. And not about the bullying and what the kid was saying, but that the mom recorded this, you know, and just has to be putting my man on Front Street. Like, people can't just deal with their problems personally anymore, you know. And, of course, this whole thing generated a huge fanfare that got this guy a lot of support, monetary and otherwise, from a lot of people across the world. And which bothers me a little bit because we just further this understanding that from other people's pain, there's just so much to gain. You know, she just gained so much by putting this guy's anguish on Front Street. Now, did it resolve the issues? I don't know, because the kid wasn't crying about money. You know, I think a comedian with dwarfism started a GoFundMe for him to take him to Disneyland, and then there was a light goal of like 50K, and I think in 24 hours they raised 30, and it ended up somewhere around 300,000. And the kid wasn't crying about not being able to go to Disneyland. You know what? And this is just this is part of the issue of why he was being bullied and why this happened to him, because our conflict resolution skills are fucking pure idiocy. You know, the kid is being bullied, so we just gave him a bunch of money. The fuck did that solve? I sure don't know. And then what's going to happen with the money? You going to give it to the kid, to the 9-year-old? 300 G's, that's for him? To do what? He still got dwarfism. Somebody's still probably going to bully him. You know, if you gave him fucking martial arts classes, I could see. But I don't think that's what happened. The even funnier part is there was a whole thing going around where it was doubtful that it was a legitimate situation. Now, there was allegedly another male out there with dwarfism who looked very much like this Caden kid, and is an actor and influencer on Instagram and is doing very well, and it wears designer clothes and is actually 18 years old. Yo, I'm talking about my man was out here high fashion, Gucci'd up, and it looks just like the kid. You know, so of course there's been some skepticism as to whether or not this shit was real. And people are saying that they have this chronological information that that just points to the fact that it's not a scam. But I don't know. The dude who was on the Instagram seems to have the same name as the kid too, and looks just like him. And he's Gucci'd up, and you got some people interpreting it as, yo, my man got Gucci'd up, you know, off of all the support and shit, and we hating on him like, yo, what was the goal? Was the goal for the kid to be being bullied, and then we just Gucci him up, and then his life just gets better? What the fuck? What was the goal? And I really need some real credible media outlets to fucking do the fucking investigation. Because the look between these two guys is just uncanny. And on top of that, we did a stupid thing by just giving away a bunch of money, you know, that won't resolve an issue. And we just deserve every ounce of this comedy that we fucking get. Because we just try to solve all the problems with money. That's always the answer for whatever reason. You know, if that's the case, fuck it. I'm getting bullied too. Give me some fucking money. You know, I'll get Gucci'd up for you, and we could just feel good about my existence just because. Like, what the fuck? So stupid. How? How is this real? In 2020, how is this real? That's all I'm thinking when I see this shit. Modern civilization, and we think we're so smart, you know, and we think we're so compassionate, so understanding, and we just give a 9-year-old $300,000 to do what? To do what? His family was probably doing fucking fine. They had a vehicle. The kid looked well taken care of. The mom seemed well spoken. I don't know why. Why did we give him a bunch of money? The fuck was going on there? I bet you we don't know either. It just seemed like the right thing to do at the time, I guess. So fucking bad. And this is why I have a podcast. All right? Because bullying a kid, RiHuBe. For sure. Bullying a kid, RiHuBe. For sure. The fact that you take pleasure in just causing anguish in another human being. Fucking RiHuBe. Fucking RiHuBe. Crying to your mom, saying what you want to do because you got bullied. Of course, we play the sympathy card, but also RiHuBe. RiHuBe, why? We just don't say all of our feelings. We feel them. We don't say all of our thoughts. We think them. You know, and just to be spewing thoughts that way, RiHuBe. Now, seeing an obvious correlation between an environmental pressure, meaning bullying, antagonizing this kid, and the effect of that antagonizing on the kid, and to arrive at the solution being to give him a bunch of money, fucking RiHuBe. For sure. For sure. How does this help? And I want somebody to ask that. They gotta ask that, you know? And I want to know what the answer to that is. How does this help? Does it give a kid self-esteem? He becomes confident in what? That he could just beg for some money and just get a bunch of it and just keep doing that through life? Like what? What is it? I don't know. And everybody who gave a fucking cent feels really good about themselves, I'm sure. Yeah, I contributed to his success, I guess, at 9 years old. Possibly 18. Yo, it's bad. It's bad. I just need to know when was the original video and how old is it? It's possible because the shit was in Australia. It's possible that we just got around to it late. Either way, fucking funny, man. I hope everybody who gave money is just so proud of themselves. I do. Because fucking stupid. You know, and also speaking of fucking stupid, man, Harvey Weinstein. You know, your guy, Harvey Weinstein, is apparently convicted of sexual assault. You know, and I'm not sure if that's the technical term. I believe it says guilty of rape. All right, I'm looking at an article right now. It says guilty of rape at New York trial. He's found guilty of rape. And this is a jury of 7 males and 5 females, which is, they said this in the article. And that's funny. That's fucking funny, man. How you have a rape case against women, and for one, you don't even out the jury, and for 2, you give men the majority in a fucking trial, dude. RiHuBe. You can't make shit like this up. You can't. You can't. So that happened, and I believe for a few days the jury was deadlocked or something and couldn't come up with a verdict, and the judge ordered them to come up with a verdict. You know, so I guess convicting him was the verdict. All right, and look, I don't know the details, and I can't say what did and didn't happen really, but sensibly speaking, I have to believe that if fucking 40 women could pull up on you and they can describe in intimate detail circumstances that you were involved in, that you can say that you were involved in to one degree or another, that entailed some sort of sexual assault or sexual misconduct, then I can't defend you. You know, no matter who you are, I can't defend you unless I know something, unless I've been in the room, unless I know, you know, what's happening on that side. I really can't defend you, because you have to keep yourself far out of those types of situations. Very far. Extremely far. And if you didn't do that, then that's reason to believe that you were involved in those types of situations. You know, which is bugged out to me, because these guys so rich, so powerful, and can't get women outside of raping them. It's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing shit. It's incredible to understand that. And it's like a worst case scenario, why you won't just fucking pay a prosty? Pay a prosty. Because now you rape a woman and now you got to pay with this jail sentence. Locked up bad. And this is just in New York. He got some pending cases in California too. You feel me? I think he caught 2 charges in New York or something like that. And he got to go through another series of trials for the California stuff, which is also wild. Like, why are these guys doing this stuff? And I'm a guy, and I've been a guy my whole life, and I can't quite understand it. You know, thinking it is one thing, going through it is another thing, and to be just rich and powerful and affluent and thinking that just everything's gonna go away is just nuts. You know, but that might just be the difference between me and him. I've never been that powerful, never been that affluent. So I have a realistic understanding that, you know, that anything I do might be found out. But wow, So they're gonna send this guy to jail, and I want to see if that really happens because they got Cosby for sure. They got Cosby, and it was looking kind of shaky on Weinstein because he was running free for a while, you know. And when these guys start getting on these getting through these court proceedings, you see their health just start to rapidly decline. Like Cosby aged 10 years in a few months when this court case started, and it might be stress. You feel me? And the same thing happened with fucking Weinstein. He was up and running, and then as soon as these court proceedings started, that man walking with a walker. You know, are they playing that shit up, or is it stress really just killing them like that? I don't know. The world is a wild place, man. A wild place. So, guys, just don't fucking rape the women. Just don't do it. Don't do it. It's 2020. You know, and we still have to say shit like that. Because that's more year 20 shit. In the year 20, that's what was going on. They're raping women. You know what I'm saying? And no lessons have been learned since. And that's a wild thing to understand. So guys, don't rape the women. You feel me? Worst case scenario, pay a prosty. You know, right above that, what you can do and get off scot-free is just smash a not so good looking joint. You feel me? There's a wild looking joint out there for you that will just say yes to everything. You know what I'm saying? And you might just have to close your eyes and make it happen. But it'll keep you out of a jail cell. You know what I'm saying? Because the difference between, you know, just knocking off a fucking monster looking joint and taking it from a beautiful woman is the possibility of life in prison. And that's a heavy fucking gamble. You know, speaking of gambling, wow. Tyson Fury. Congratulations, Tyson Fury. Now, my guy is still Deontay Wilder. He's still my guy. You know, make no mistake there. He's still my guy. He wasn't looking like himself. Wasn't looking too hot during that fight. And I'm not sure what happened. My man looked sick or something out there. He just, like he was drunk. His whole energy just left his body. And I'm not sure what did it. And me and my guys just have a sneaking suspicion that it has something to do with his ear. You know, his ear was injured early on in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And anytime the head is injured and it manifests itself in the ear, a lot of times it just throws off the understandings of balance, equilibrium in a person. And then he was just slipping and falling a lot. He just didn't have his legs about him, and I just don't know what happened. And that's taking nothing away from Tyson Fury, because it seems like he was injured. Deontay Wilder was injured in the ring, and for all intents and purposes, Tyson Fury would have caused that injury. You know, but I think that's what really did it. It seems like, it felt like something was up with his health. You know, and I seen the articles where the trainer is saying, you know, maybe it was the heavy intro suit, you know, that winded him, that just took it all out of him. But I'm not sure how heavy that shit was, or why they would make it heavy. That would be weird to do, because he might have had something just as heavy on just about in the last bout too, and that just didn't happen. You know, so it's very weird to watch. Tyson Fury definitely deserved that victory. Deontay Wilder was just out of the fight. You know, and I'm just gonna be on Google running it the fuck up to try to figure out what happened there, see if anyone figures out what happened there. Because in the end of the fight, he was talking about some complications or something, and that was just new news to everybody. You know, maybe he was making excuses for himself, even though he kept saying not making excuses for myself. You know, but it looked very awkward. You know, but Fury definitely got the win in a fair fight. It was a fair fight. You know, a good stoppage on the ref. Even though the ref, I could feel his pain on that stoppage, but you had to do what you had to do. You know, Wilder was looking bad, and they had like 5 more rounds to go or something like that, and the boy was looking bad in the 3rd round. You know, he was surviving through these rounds, getting pummeled, not even fighting back, just trying to survive through the fucking round. Just crazy. It was nuts. You know, so I want to see the interviews popping up, and I want to see the information coming out, because that's still our guy, Deontay Wilder. You know, audio podcast Monday, video podcast fucking Wednesday, man. And most of all and best of all, fuck y'all.